We're about to dive into 3 stories about regular people, people just like us, who accidentally stumbled into some seriously dangerous situations. Now, these aren't campfire ghost stories or anything like that. They're supposedly true accounts of that one terrifying moment when normal life just collides with pure mortal danger.
Seriously, think about that for a second. You're just doing your thing, maybe you're somewhere you shouldn't be, and you see someone or something that just feels off. And you don't realize until much, much later just how close you came to something awful.
All right, so let's get into this first story. It kicks off with a pretty classic teenage scenario. Our narrator absolutely despises camping, but his dad, who loves the wilderness, is forcing him to go. So, to make it even a little bit bearable, he brings his friend Charles, who's a total hardcore Boy Scout and, unlike our narrator, is actually excited about the outdoors.
So, the dad had this whole vision of a real, rugged, authentic camping trip. But thanks to a little booking mix-up, they wind up at a glamping site. We're talking paved walkways, and get this, a mini amusement park right next door. You can just imagine the dad's disappointment. Total letdown.
Well, faced with a super boring trip, the 2 teenagers decide, hey, let's make our own fun. Their big idea? Breaking into the closed amusement park. The plan is simple, right? Wait till everyone's asleep, grab your gear, hop the fence, and dodge security. It's all about the thrill of not getting caught.
Their goal is to get to the very top of a roller coaster. And this quote, man, it really puts you right there with them. You can almost hear that soft clang of the metal, feel the height, see the empty park spread out below. They even managed to snap a picture up there at the peak of their little illegal adventure.
And this is where everything changes. On their way back, they see a security cart coming, so they dive behind a snack shack to hide. But as they're crouched there in the dark, our narrator gets that chilling feeling that they're not alone.
Yep, they're not alone. There's another figure, maybe 30 feet away, hiding from the exact same guard. But it's not another kid, it's a man, and it looks like he's staring right at them. And just like that, the fun, thrilling adventure is gone. It's replaced by this cold, sharp spike of fear.
The man makes a break for it, and as he does, he runs through this little patch of light from a street lamp. It's only for a split second, but the narrator gets a good look. He sees the guy's tattered clothes and something way more disturbing, this dark liquid smeared all over his face.
Both boys see it, and they both know instantly what it is. It's blood. They don't even say a word to each other. They just scramble back to their tent as fast as they can, the whole night's adventure now twisted into this absolute nightmare. They try to explain it away. Maybe a homeless guy got into a fight, but that image is just burned into their minds.
The next morning, a camp staffer comes around and tells everyone they have to pack up and leave. A man had been murdered at a lake just 4 miles away, and the suspect? Described as a disheveled man, possibly with blood on him, still on the loose. The realization must have been just horrifying. The man they saw? That was him. That was the killer.
But they don't say anything. They don't tell the Rangers. They don't even tell the narrator's own dad. And you have to ask why, right? Well, the narrator admits that being a teenager, the fear of getting busted for trespassing was somehow bigger than anything else. It's a decision that he says has haunted him for years, that mix of regret and the terrifying knowledge of just how close they came. So that first story was all about the isolation of the woods. This next one, we're shifting right to the heart of the city. It just goes to show you, danger can be hiding in plain sight, and this story taps into a really bizarre, unsettling moment from not too long ago.
You guys remember this, right? Back in 2016, there was this super weird wave of creepy clown sightings popping up all over the country. Most of them turned out to be pranks or hoaxes, but some reports were genuinely terrifying. Well, this story takes place right in the middle of all that chaos.
So our next narrator is just a 16-year-old kid on his daily commute home from school, and he is completely zoned out. He's got his headphones on, music blasting, just scrolling through flashcards on his phone. He's in his own little world, totally oblivious to his surroundings. The train pulls into his station, and he gets up basically on autopilot. But when the doors slide open, his path is blocked. He glances up from his phone, and there, standing right in the doorway, is a man in a full clown costume. We're talking rainbow pants, giant shoes, smeared makeup, the whole deal. And he's not getting on the train. He's just standing there.
And things escalate so fast. This whole encounter happens in maybe 5 seconds. It goes from just weird to life or death.
The narrator tries to squeeze past him, the clown lunges at him, and as he turns to run, he looks back and sees the glint of a kitchen knife in the clown's hand. He just bolts for his life, up the stairs and out of the station, and never once looks back. Okay, our final story is a little different. Here, the danger doesn't just jump out from the shadows. It kinda slowly uncovers itself. It's hidden in plain sight, all wrapped up in a job offer that seemed way, way too good to be true.
So, our narrator is a recent grad just looking for some odd jobs, and he finds a posting for a private lifeguard. But check out these red flags because they are screaming. First, the hours are super weird. A night shift? For a pool? Then, the requirement is even stranger. They specifically want someone who doesn't speak Spanish. But the pay, $30 an hour. That was enough to make him ignore all the warning signs and pretend he couldn't speak a word of Spanish, even though he was totally fluent.
So he gets the job, and right away he starts picking up on these odd little details. He's told to let anyone with a blue wristband into this locked pool house, no questions asked. He notices people leaving that building with their bags looking way, way fuller than when they went in. And people are always overpaying for pool access by huge amounts. And when he asks his boss about it, he just gets shut down immediately.
And then, all at once, the pieces just click into place. The weird hours, the no Spanish rule, that secret pool house, the bundles and bundles of extra cash, it all points to one terrifying conclusion. He's not just a lifeguard. He's a cog in a money laundering operation.
Now, even though he knows how dangerous this is, the money is just too good. So he stays. Until one day, he messes up. Big time. He gets a call from his mom and starts speaking to her in Spanish. When he hangs up, his boss, Esteban, is standing right there. And his question is just chilling. How long have you known Spanish?
In that one moment, the whole friendly boss act just disappears. The narrator tries to play dumb, but he knows he's caught. He said he could feel his boss just silently debating what to do with him. This huge liability who now understood everything he'd been hearing for months. He was absolutely convinced his life was hanging in the balance. So we've got a killer in a park, a clown with a knife, and a crime syndicate running out of a hotel pool. I mean, 3 totally different situations, but they all share this incredibly powerful, unsettling common thread. You see, what really connects these stories isn't just the danger itself, but the psychology of fear. It's that classic fight, flight, or freeze response. One narrator's instinct was to run from the clown. Another's was to hide and stay silent, basically paralyzed by the fear of getting in trouble. And our last guy had to consciously fight his own greed to finally walk away. So it leaves us with this huge question. If you were in that unimaginable moment, which instinct do you think would take over for you?